Hello students, welcome to this last lesson in this series. As like every session has at the end a project, right, where you can apply the knowledge that you have gained so far. The same way, we have kept a mini project at the end of this series. In this chapter, we'll make a small project which would be the application of all that you have learned so far.
I closed chapter number 11 with a challenge. The challenge was to create a parking sensor. So far, we have learned the distance measuring sensor and the buzzer in separate sections, right? So now let's combine them. Make a parking sensor such that when you're taking a reverse, the car beeps whenever there is an object in the rear.
Let me help you build the logic using a flowchart. And I'm quite sure that you would have learned this thing somewhere in your schooling. Firstly, we are measuring the distance in our input-output box. Then we are taking a decision that if the distance is between 5 and 10 centimeters, then we'll use a buzzer to beep in a slow fashion. But if the distance is even lesser than 5 centimeter, then that means your car is approaching some object which you might hit if you continue taking reverse. So we'll beep fast like an emergency. Okay, so let's see how can we do this in programming. And the circuit diagram. The circuit diagram is pretty simple. We are using one ultrasonic sensor, a buzzer, and a LED in parallel with the buzzer. So I've added an LED. That means not just the buzzer, but LED would also blink. Then it's very simple. We have connected the trigger pin to pin number 2 and the echo pin of ultrasonic sensor in the pin number 3. Here we are powering these two components from the pin number 4 and the other pin is connected to ground. Let's quickly look at the program. It is the same program that we use for ultrasonic sensor in lesson 11 with some additions. I have added a pin for buzzer that is at pin number 4. Then of course I have set the mode of that pin to output. Thereafter rest of the logic remains the same, where we are sending a trigger pulse and measuring the sensor, the distance. At the end I have added some interesting logic. This is the core of this project, right? We are measuring if the distance goes below 5 centimeter, then I'll switch on the buzzer, wait for 10 milliseconds and then switch off the buzzer and wait for 10 milliseconds again. So this will create a beep, a fast beep, because there is very less time in between. So it will be a fast beeping buzzer. Then I check if the distance is more than 5 but less than 10 centimeter. So I'll again beep the buzzer but with a more delay, which means buzzer will turn on and off at in a very slow fashion. And thereafter, if the distance is more than 10 centimeter, then we are simply switching off the buzzer and the LED. So let's look at it in the action mode.
So let's see our circuit in action. I have powered it using a battery pack that has 6 AA batteries. Here is our sensor, and here on the scale this is 15 centimeter and this is 10 centimeter. Now let's see. So when I bring my car back in reverse, there you go. So once you reach 10 centimeter, it starts beeping. Now let's see what happens at 5 centimeter. There you go. So your buzzer starts beeping faster. That means there is a wall behind your car.
This brings us to the end of IoTB's series. I enjoyed making these videos. I hope you enjoyed learning it as well. So this is not the end though. This was just the beginning in fact. We here learned the basics of electronics and the IoT, but we also have 2 more courses where you can become intermediate and advanced in IoT skill.